Have you considered the potential impact of the upcoming Iowa Republican caucus on the 2024 presidential race? The importance of this event cannot be overstated. The Iowa Republican caucus is the first major contest in the Republican nomination process and is often seen as a bellwether for the rest of the race. Scheduled for January 15, 2024, it's a date that looms large on the political calendar. The outcome of this caucus could set the tone for the rest of the race and potentially provide the winner with a significant momentum boost. Now, let's talk about the candidates who are making waves in the state. Donald Trump, former president and a figure who continues to hold considerable sway within the Republican Party, is one of them. His support base in Iowa is robust, drawn from a broad cross-section of evangelical Christians, registered Republicans, and first-time caucus goers. Also in contention is Nikki Haley, the former United Nations ambassador. She's been making strides among independents and those with college degrees. However, her support, while growing, lacks the enthusiasm seen for Trump. Then, there's Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Despite some backing from Iowa's Republican political establishment, his support has seen a slight dip recently. As the first hurdle in the race to the White House, Iowa's caucus holds considerable weight. So, who's leading the pack? Let's dive into the latest poll results. The recent NBC News Des Moines Register Mediacom Iowa poll paints an interesting picture. Let's dive into the details. Leading the pack, former President Donald Trump holds a significant lead with a nearly 30-point advantage over his closest competitors. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an impressive show of strength. Trump's support isn't shallow either. It's deep and comes from a broad spectrum of the Republican voter base. It's the evangelical Christians, the first-time caucus goers, and the registered Republicans that form the backbone of his support. The enthusiasm and commitment of these Trump supporters are noteworthy, and it's this fervor that's fueling his campaign. Now let's shift our focus to the second-place contender, former United Nations ambassador Nikki Haley. She has managed to narrowly edge past Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, but the situation is far from rosy for Haley. While she performs well among independents and those with college degrees, she lacks the enthusiastic support that Trump enjoys. Her challenge will be to convert this lukewarm backing into fervent endorsement. Speaking of Governor Ron DeSantis, his campaign seems to have hit a minor bump. There's been a slight decrease in his support, which is a matter of concern, especially considering the significance of winning Iowa in securing the GOP presidential nomination. DeSantis would need to regain his footing fast to stay in the race. While Trump holds a comfortable lead, the race is far from over. With caucus day fast approaching, the stakes are high. The question remains, will Trump maintain his lead or will there be a surprise twist in the tale? Only time will tell. The Iowa Republican caucus is more than just a poll. It's a litmus test for the nation. Its results can send ripples throughout the broader Republican nomination process and even the landscape of American politics. A win in Iowa doesn't just mean a notch on the belt for a candidate, it's a momentum booster, a springboard that can catapult a candidate's campaign into the national spotlight. This is especially true in a candidate-packed field like the Republican race for the 2024 presidential nomination. A strong performance in Iowa can help a candidate break away from the pack, securing them more coverage, more donations, and more support in subsequent contests. And speaking of subsequent contests, let's not forget the early nominating states of New Hampshire, Nevada, and South Carolina. Historically, these states have been influenced by the results in Iowa. A win or a strong showing in Iowa can give a candidate a significant boost in these states, further solidifying their path to the nomination. One important factor to consider in this year's caucus is the decisiveness of the voters. More than two-thirds of likely Republican caucus goers have stated that their minds are made up, indicating a strong and solid support base for the leading candidate, in this case, former President Donald Trump. This solidity of support is a testament to the candidate's resonance with the voters and could very well be an indicator of the candidate's performance in the upcoming contests. But remember, politics is as unpredictable as it is exciting. Just because a candidate is leading in the polls doesn't mean they can rest on their laurels. Every day, every speech, every handshake counts. The results in Iowa will set the stage for the 2024 presidential race. The road to the White House begins here, and we'll be watching every step of the way.